Welcome, guys. Welcome to Sexin and Flexin Sunday Night Live. We're going to start with Carissa introducing herself. Guys, welcome to Sexin and Flexin Sunday Night Live.
Oops, sorry, I couldn't hear that last part.
We're going to start with you introducing yourself.
Oh, hi, I'm Carissa. I'm with Autumn Leaves Exotics. It's my small ball python breeding business where I do ball pythons and then feeder reptiles, or feeder rodents, not reptiles.
Okay.
Hi guys, I'm Miri. I'm with MSB Reptiles. I mainly work with ball pythons. I also breed rodents as well, also dipping into retics and other species.
Welcome.
And
Quick
Levi.
shout out to, everyone knows who I am. Levi over at FTL Reptiles. I work with multiple species, co-host for this guy. I'd like to shout out all the early birds in the buildings. Y'all got it popping already. Let's go. Shout out Boza, Morbid, Gordon, Hutch, Sea Serpents. Good to see y'all. Chris disappeared, so we'll start with you, Carissa. What ball pythons do you work with?
Mostly right now, a lot of pastel, working on getting hypo and pied mixed in. Like, got a lot of recessive stuff right now, hoping to get some visuals in soon, but yeah.
Nice. All right. What got you into the recessives?
Actually, my friend over at 31 South Exotics, I met him at Midwest Reptile Show, and he was kind of going on about his different projects and showed me some of his snakes, and I just really took a liking to him, so I figured that's kind of what I wanted to work with.
Right on. MSB, what do you got going on over there with your ball pythons?
I mainly work with Monarch. That has been my favorite by far. Dipping a lot into hopefully some new stuff, a lot of recessives as well. Whole entire list. Starting with some new projects this season. I picked up some in Arlington just this weekend too. Clown Pied, getting into Wookiee and Stranger and a couple other things, hoping pretty soon. So,
all right. I'm gonna run with that one. What made you invest in the Stranger gene? That's one of the hottest genes on the market right now.
But yeah, definitely the dark aspect. I love Monarch, obviously. Trying to get Monarch into darker things, Mahogany's going into it. It's obviously close to the same as Stranger. I'm working with just about anything that's dark, so that's why.
Okay, nice. I guess Carissa, where do you lean? Do you lean on the lighter side of the ball pythons or the darker side?
Probably the lighter. I have a lot of like really bright stuff right now.
Hold on, bro.
Right. Do you work with any other species, Carissa, as far as like pets or future projects go?
I do want to have like a Vietnamese blue beauty rat snake eventually, but I probably won't end up breeding them. But I'm just probably going to stick with ball pythons for a while, see where that takes me.
Nice. All right. Then forgive me, it's Miri?
Miri.
Miri. Okay. Horrible with names. I'm looking right at it and I still can't pronounce it right.
I've never seen it anywhere else, so.
You mentioned you work with reticulated pythons. What kind of reticulateds are you working with, and the other species that you had mentioned too?
So mainlands for sure. I'm in the Ocelot project, so I'm getting those going. Those should be going within the next year. I'm hoping a year or two, depending on her. They hate my guts, so we'll see how they do. Other species, I have Asian colubrids, blue beauties, bull snakes, pine snakes, king snakes, corn snakes, western crown snakes, and olives, to name a few. So.
Ooh, nice. All right, so you got your hand in a lot of species over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, damn, I could go on with the colubrid forever.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, hold on, time out. The Western Crown. What made you go with that? That's not a very common one.
Absolutely not. It's just nobody knew
So
anything
Darren,
about it, so it was just something that same with Monarch. I was like, nobody has a lot dipped into it. I want to know about it, especially with colubrids, where it's fun for me to just watch things instead of really learning from somebody else. I want to be kind of the one to find out like why they do what they do, and some think that the rear fang venomous, and some don't. And it's an interesting species. I just love them.
Okay, nice. That's awesome.
you want to let Michelle introduce herself?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. Before she does that, I'm going to give her a quick shout out because she is sponsoring the show today. So this is, oh, not her logo. Whoops, my bad. Yeah, I got to get the logo. Just go ahead and introduce yourself, Michelle. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm Michelle with Prison Pythons SC. I know probably a lot of you know me on here, but I'm from South Carolina. I keep mostly ball pythons and have a few varieties with basically they're like pets. Couple Burmese, a blood, hognose. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I like Desert Ghost is my favorite gene for ball python. So if you're looking for anything, Desert Ghost.
Right on, right on.
I
That's
got it.
another hot genetic.
It's her logo. Sponsor. Appreciate it, Michelle.
No problem.
So what is y'all's favorite gene? I know yours is Monarch.
Yeah.
Carissa?
It's a tough one. Probably just hypo. Like single gene hypos look really cool to me.
iPhone.
I mean,
like
it's a
Levi.
boring one. Everyone seems to have it, but I just think it's really pretty.
I
I've
don't
got
know
a
if
couple of
you.
those.
I don't know if you caught the live last night, but that was brought to a huge point was the single gene or single visuals that tend to get, not as much limelight as they deserve. Hypo's an incredible genetic. Monarch by itself is an incredible genetic. I mean, Desert Ghost is broken grounds that we never thought we'd see before. Desert Ghost, I've heard it compared to being the New Age Pied, just completely changing up the game.
And that's what I said a few years ago too. Before it blew up, I was like, it's gonna blow up in a few years. That's when my female was like, I don't know, she was about a year off from breeding, and then I bred her to my clown to make double het, and then the Desert Ghost started taking off. And I was like, yeah.
All right, I got a question for you, Miri. Why Monarch instead of Ultramel? Sorry, I had to.
It's better, just plain and simple. No, honestly, Ultramel and Monarch are very different. My fiance works with Ultramel. It's kind of a house divided thing. Like Ultramel works a lot better with lighter things, and Monarch works a lot better with darker. It's just I've always liked darker genes, and that's why I like the way that it's going. Yeah, pretty much. It's gorgeous.
Have you heard the argument that I might be off on this one again? I'm not great in the ball python game like I used to be. That they're the same gene like banana versus coral glow.
Yes, I actually started when I bought Rance Out, the original founder of the gene. I have his entire collection. And now what's mine? But anyway, I actually got Ultramel with the project and ended up putting them together. Didn't prove out, so it's been tried a bunch of times that to see if it was even close to being the same thing, and it's just nobody said a word about it. Nobody's proven anything. I would agree that it would be just a different line of something. They're both T positive albinos, but they're night and day different, and I can prove that all day.
Nice. Okay. Sorry, I had to run that one.
I know it's questionable every time.
I forgot who the huge argument happened between. I want to say it was like MJ and Chris or something like that. Just a fun one.
Yeah.
He got the room going. So
it's definitely one you hear a lot. Like, which one do you like better?
Yeah. Oh,
I like both, but I prefer Monarch too, just because it's the darker hue.
So it's like the saying when they say sugar and calico is the same.
Yeah,
It essentially is, but I like sugar better. Sugars throw way crazier stuff.
It's a little cleaner, but I
It
also like
is.
calico. So
I had both in my collection, so.
I know I have both too. But so I got a question. What are the hardest struggles you have faced in being in the community?
Oh, repeat that.
What are the hardest struggles you have faced being in the community? Like,
Struggles.
yes, struggles.
Getting my name out there. I think that's the biggest one. It's tough when you start. I mean, I've been around locally for I think it's about 4 years of breeding before I actually went on like social media and stuff like that. So everyone around here knew me, but getting my name out there on social media was quite the task, and it still is. You got to post a lot, and I'm trying to post more often and stuff. I just get so busy, forget.
Okay.
I'd
Carissa?
agree with that
Oh,
same thing. Sorry,
no, go ahead.
I'd agree with the same thing with just the balance between social media and being at the shows, because it can be so expensive to get to shows a lot of the time for a lot of people. I've lived all over the country, and now that I'm in North Carolina, it's definitely a task to get further in the center. When I was in Texas, it was easier, but just the balance, I'd say, between who's seeing you one day and who's not the other day, and if your name's going to be in somebody's mouth one of those days or not. And that's kind of hit or miss for sales a lot of the time too.
I haven't really like been around long enough to have struggled, and I've had a lot of support and help from other local breeders. Like, I've only done one show, and like I haven't really like gotten around to producing a lot of stuff yet. So like I honestly can't really speak to like any struggles in the community. I guess if I had to like really like settle down and pick one, probably also getting my name out there, like just because I haven't physically produced any snakes. Like, I do my best with what I've got already. Like, I post a lot, I try to keep up, but yeah, it's like a struggle to keep and or get and retain the followers, you know.
Yeah.
Let me follow that one up with a similar question. What are some of the hardest struggles you guys faced inside of your own collections? Like, what we've got a good buddy, Patrick, that's big on this. Like, what is some of the, like, have you had an animal pass on you suddenly? Did mom get egg bound? What have you guys faced as far as like internal collection struggles go?
Oh, that's a good one. I have had one pass unexpectedly. Not sure why. Did testing, came back negative. So I was like, okay, must have been a bad rat or something, because I can't think of anything else. Everybody else is great. Same setup, same temperature, everything. So, and then I have another one that's a female pied that she just won't give me eggs. This is the third year she reabsorbed her follicles, and she was looking really good at one point, like nice fat. I could feel they were like giant follicles, but then she ate for me the next week after, and then nothing. So
That's a tough one.
yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to breed her a little bit earlier in the year than everybody else.
Okay. Carissa?
I bought a really nice, like, I think it was a hypo-het clown, or it was a hypo-het clown post-het pied. And I spent like a good amount of money on her. She was like a proven breeder, and she just spontaneously passed away within like 2 weeks of getting here.
It happened.
Yeah, it was a huge bummer. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, you know.
It happened
It
with
is what
me
it is.
recently with a little import too. Like he was so tiny. I think he was only about I think he's at like 25 grams. He was super small. But he couldn't take down food, and just like even when I tried to assist feed him, he couldn't take it down and stuff. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's a bummer, because he was so cute.
Mary?
Mine has definitely been moving the collection for twice across the country. I didn't lose any ball pythons, but I lost more sensitive species that way. But with the breeding for ball pythons, reabsorption is probably one of the biggest pain in the asses there are. And just girls that you've bred how many times and just don't lay, and that's what the my mind is blanking. Jesus Christ. The machine that you used to see females' follicles. Somebody help me.
The ultrasound.
Ultrasound. Jesus. Sorry, I'm tired. Yeah, that's what ultrasound is for. But yeah, I'd say breeding and not getting what you expect. Odds as well. Odds not turning out to be in your favor.
Yep. That's another one.
What is you guys' preferred platform y'all use to get yourself out there? Like Facebook, TikTok. What do y'all mainly use?
Now I use Instagram
mostly. Yeah, I think it's Instagram right now.
I've had really good luck with Instagram, both Instagram and TikTok so far.
And I have Facebook too.
TikTok,
but I mostly do Instagram.
Nobody pays attention to my Facebook. I get like 3 likes per post.
See, and I thought about doing a Facebook.
It's good try.
I was gonna start a Facebook, but I didn't because I don't pay attention to Facebook anymore.
Facebook is a fucking cesspool.
Oh, those groups. The groups just suck.
And y'all seen all the groups on there, right?
Remember, you got to put them in like these huge enclosures with all this clutter. Racks are bad. Shame on you.
I was like, what are you talking about? They put a little baby snake
Sarcasm.
in an enclosure, or they put a big snake in a small enclosure.
Like, why won't it eat? Really?
You have a little cramped space.
The poor little thing is getting lost in his own house.
I mean, I think it's like, I don't know. Probably shouldn't speak on this one because I'll end up pissing somebody off somewhere. I mean, it's just you get people that jump on Reddit, you get people that jump on Facebook, you get people that listen to the people over at Petco, and all of a sudden they're a pet expert, have never bred an animal, have never even worked with multiple species, let alone the one species that they're talking a gang of crap about. It's one of the most frustrating things being on these Facebook groups. Like, how many snakes do you have? I own one, and it's perfectly taken care of. Okay, well, the people that you're talking shit to own multiple species, and a lot of them have been in the game longer than you've been alive. Sit down.
I mean, I've even had around here a Petco. Shush. Jeez. A Petco employee told me that if my rat was too big for my snake, it would choke. And I'm like, excuse me?
Okay.
Excuse me? No.
I was like, a snake will eat anything.
It won't choke. It has a mechanism for that. I just thought that was hilarious. I'm just like, okay, I still bought the rat I wanted anyway. Yikes.
So if you guys could do something like a TikTok ad, right? Like, instead of using the platform itself, but be able to put an advertisement for yourself on TikTok, similar to like Michelle sponsors the live, would you guys do something like that? Would you utilize the tool, or an ad on Instagram, an ad on Facebook, an ad on YouTube?
I probably won't get TikTok. Just don't like it. I'll stick with Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, TikTok's hard already. You got to keep posting like all the time and
every day. Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't have time for that.
What do you think, Carissa?
I know Instagram has like a thing where you can kind of create an ad. I've like used it a couple times. I honestly don't like it. I prefer to like gain followers organically, I guess, as opposed to like sticking out my stuff like, hey, look at this. And then, you know,
I feel the same.
Like I think it's just cooler if you just gain a following of people because they're just naturally seeing your stuff and being like, oh wow, that's really cool, you know.
I used to use Facebook and Instagram ads for the rodents solely when I was living in New Mexico, and that actually I made a lot more money that way. I ended up getting a lot of customers for snakes that way too. I don't think I would do it for the reptile side. I have before, but it was more just recognition on Morph Market than anything that I saw. But I suck at videos, so I don't think I'll ever post anything TikTok ever.
I won't, at least of myself. I don't know.
Right?
Yeah,
Just do your animals.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've seen a lot of people be successful with that, just doing the animals.
Mm-hmm.
Like their
Just add a
faces
bead or
Yep.
That's why I haven't really started a YouTube channel for myself, like a business one. I just don't know what kind of content to do, or if I have enough to do as much as I need to, or instead of being repetitive and all that. So maybe one day.
Gordon said there's Twitter too, bro. What is Twitter?
Twitter's coming back. I've heard it's coming back.
I don't know. I've tried Twitter. I'm trying Twitter right now, and it's not really popping for me.
I don't see Twitter as a reptile platform.
Right.
I don't think it supports what we do very well. I've seen some of the mainstream guys like Barcheck and Miguel on there once or twice, but even them, I don't see them ever really posting consistently. Maybe
they're mostly on Insta and Facebook, or Insta, Facebook, and YouTube. So YouTube mainly. I just can't do it.
Do you guys have a YouTube? Do you all have YouTubes?
No.
Yeah, I just have my one. It's basically my personal one. I haven't posted on there in a while.
I think I changed my personal to my business, but I don't post anything.
I confuse the two on a regular basis. I was on his live yesterday on my personal, and I caught it after I commented. I was like, oh, oops.
And then he's all mad. He's like, how come you don't have me blue? And I was like, because I don't even know who that name for was.
My other account's not blue either. Shut up. Co-host can't even get special privileges. Get out of here.
Hey, there's no special treatment here. I didn't get special treatment.
Right.
Right. You have to work. It's working. All right. So how'd y'all come up with y'all's logos?
Oh, I wanted something colorful. And I was thinking of I'm gonna sound like a freaking geek here or nerd. So you know Sailor Moon, right?
Yes.
You know she has a prism.
Mm-hmm.
Her crystal. I got the idea for the name from that. It's I like prisms, rainbow shining through and stuff. And then of course the ball python, because I work with ball python.
Nice.
Nice.
I like that. That's actually pretty cool. I was a huge fan.
And if you see my logo anywhere else, it's fake because I made my own. Nobody made one for me. I did it all by myself.
I was gonna say it looks like Pink Floyd's logo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people said that too. I'm like, yeah, it does. I mean, I didn't even think of that when I was making it. Mm-hmm.
Because of the Pink Floyd comparison.
I guess it worked out in my favor then.
And Carissa?
I've gone through 3 logos in total. One, I mean, my first one I made on Canva or something, just because I was like, oh yeah, it's something I can just quickly throw together. It was a mouse and just a maple leaf. But my most recent, the one that I'm using right now, was designed by one of my friends. I just happened to have some really nice pictures of my snakes that I sent to her, and she does that digital art stuff. So she just was like, oh, I can make you something, and just kind of ran with it.
I need to get me one of those tabs. The art tablets.
I got one. I got her shirt. That's cool.
I did mine on my phone.
Well, I got my logo I had to fight for my logo actually. I paid a guy to do it, and then he charged me extra, and I went and trademarked it behind his back because he was trying to make me pay more and more and more. And I was like, look, dude, I already got a trademark, so I'm gonna pay you this, and that's it. And that's where we left it. And then I took my logo to other people, and they just kept changing it. That's how I have all these stickers. So,
Barry?
That's crazy.
Mine is this was my second logo, but I ended up having Adeline design mine, but it's based off of a picture that I had taken of my first monarch girl.
Nice. Do you still have her?
Yeah, she's my biggest breeder.
Nice. It's actually what I did with mine. I had Chris have Aloha throw a retic in inspiration of my retic.
Yeah.
yeah, it's right here. Look, he looks like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, but I guess.
That's actually why I kept that, because it dawned on me. I was like, well, that does look like Sub-Zero. Should change my name to Sub-Zero Reptiles. But I live in a shithole desert, so.
Isn't there already a Sub-Zero Reptiles?
I don't know.
I feel like
I'll have to look it up. There's so many names out there I couldn't even begin.
Yeah, you can't even.
That's why I went with FTL, because it had a backstory to it, and I didn't think anybody took those 3 letters yet.
I mean, it's a FTL. That's just lazy.
Oh, my mic.
Yeah, and so is Flexin and Finessing.
What are you talking about?
Every gym rat says that. Oh, look, I'm Flexin and Finessing. Get out of here.
Oh, it's like that. I'm gonna kick him out, guys. Y'all
Oh
want
boy.
Oh Lord.
So a little bit of background. Me and Chris are best friends. We're like ride and die best friends. So any antics or trash talking is all in fun and love.
What is y'all's take on the USR Florida right now?
Ooh.
Which one?
For the USR Florida?
And all the
What's it?
issues that revolve around Florida.
You mean like the Lacey Act and all that?
Yeah, everything Florida. Like, what's your guys' take on the situation, USR Florida?
I'm not really sure. There's a lot of ground to cover right there.
I was
I don't think we have that long.
Yeah,
And I don't want to talk your ear off.
topic.
I mean,
Bill is doing an amazing job working with USR Florida for all of that stuff. They just started doing that at the auction last night. They had everybody on video. Just everybody's obviously talking about it, but the only thing you can do is donate as much as you can to them and let them do what they do. Phil's been doing a phenomenal job. I don't know everybody on USR Florida panel, but I know that they've been busting their asses. So
Yeah, I always donate to USARC when I ship too, because it says you can put a donation in. I always every box I put a donation in.
That's cool.
At least $5, sometimes more.
Carissa, you're relatively new. What's your take on it?
I not super like up to date on it. I've seen a lot of different posts about like how the Lacey Act is supposed, like it's pretty negative. I mean, they're wanting to, I guess, ban a lot of the stuff that's down there already. I think USARC's done like really well as far as, you know, advocating against it and trying to, I guess, get it amended or whatever. But I can't, you know, I'm not super caught up on all the stuff that's gone on with it. Just from what I've seen and from what I've heard from other people, they're doing like really cool stuff for that.
yeah, there was a one on Instagram. I think Jay did a inside enclosure to raise money for the US Art. It was awesome. Stayed out there for 24 hours in an enclosure, raising money.
Wow.
They raised over, I think, eight grand,
Yes.
Wow.
which was awesome. I also donated this little thing, which I got to send out tomorrow. So,
Little Funko Pops are so cool.
yeah. And that went for $100. So
Dang.
that was good. That was exciting.
Thank you, Boza. Just plug the link to U.S. Florida for anybody that's interested.
But like on the Lacey Act, how does that affect y'all? Like with your animals, like retics? Because I know in some places they're already starting to ban retics and stuff like that.
I think Texas was like that too, right? You can't import like retics and stuff
Who?
for Texas.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about Texas. I know
I
we
think you
can get
can
everything.
ship them out, but I don't know if you can still get them in the state. I remember it being on there like that you couldn't import them to the state. Same with Florida. It's like the same as Florida. I don't know if they changed it or
I was like,
maybe
I'm
not.
It's
getting
not the
I'm
same
getting like
in Florida
2 of
yet.
them.
They're still good to sell in state and produce.
Well, yeah, they're good to sell in
yeah,
the state,
and
but can
bring
you
state to
you
sell.
can't bring them in?
Yeah, I'm. It hasn't affected me at any point yet. I don't think it's affected many others other than Florida right now. There was another state along with it.
North Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina here we haven't. I think the only thing was what the Tegus, right? They tried to put them on the Lacey Act or whatever.
That was the same as North Carolina, but North Carolina is now, I think, based off by county discretion on retics now. So it's not state.
It's not whole state. That's not bad at all. It's not good, but it's not bad. So yeah, I think the only thing here is the Tegus and stuff like that. There might be a couple other things, but it's stuff that I don't really mess with. So I'm like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah, but also like I feel like it hurts the reptile community, like in North, like trying to sell our animals out. It hurts us like pretty bad because that's what we do. We breed and sell animals. We raise them, feed them, sell them.
It's like
and I got some for myself.
It's like Emilio said last night. I mean, we all just got to step up, or not Emilio, Whammo had said last night. We all just got to step up, keep each other accountable, and be responsible with our animals, and they won't have a leg to stand on.
Yep.
This one's more geared towards you, Miri. If you could change one thing about this hobby, what would it be? And I'll lead by example with I would change the way retics are sold. More education geared towards them, more care sheets, making sure they wind up in responsible hands. And I mean, I'd go as far as implementing some kind of permit process, self-regulated through USARC. Like USARC would have to issue the permit and be government regulated through them. However, that would work out if it's
that's a tough one because I mean, as much as you can do that, even the permit for I just got the permit for my Tegu for North Carolina. Obviously they do whatever the checks they need to do, but I think that would be more along the lines of just doing your job as a breeder and trying to not sell to people who don't know what they're doing. I think that's based off of just breeder discretion. Absolutely, it's your responsibility to make sure that doesn't fall in anybody's hands. I know a lot of retic breeders who are very particular about where their snakes go and very good at seeing who they're resold to. I know that's kind of impossible to do, but anyway, along those lines,
I did the same a little bit with when I produced berms too.
Yeah.
In 2016, I made sure they were prepared for how large they can get. And their attitudes, not all of them are, really nice like mine is. It can be pretty aggressive sometimes. I mean, my male, he's cage aggressive. Like if you walk by the cage, he'll smack it. He'll just full on smack the front of the glass there. But it's just because he's hungry or he wants, food. When he's out, he's a sweetheart. But my other girl, Pandora, she don't do that. I can put my hand right under her chin after I open the door.
Right.
Let her come out. She's never bit me even as a baby, so they can vary wildly. Same with retics. I had a cool one back in 2011, 2012, but he got 12 feet or 11 feet within a year and a half. He was still like maybe soda can thick, so he was skinny. And that's crazy.
That's kind of what keeps me from I love the inland retics, but
I want a super dwarf.
I love super dwarfs. I love their size, and I'd love to see the like more. I mean, that's a lot of them are more just based on locality than more.
Mhm.
But seeing mainland colors into super dwarfs, I think, would be a huge change. With
They're coming out with some crazy colors on them.
oh yeah,
I was gonna
yeah.
say,
I've looked recently, and I'm like, it's just the price.
we have
Oh my God,
a
the price is gonna help too. It's not gonna get into weird hands. I think too. That'll help.
I
We
like
got-
it because they stay small.
we have a shop here. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them. I'm sure you're familiar with. Are you two? Anybody here familiar with Garrett Hartle? Reach out.
Yeah.
CMB is local to me. I'm here in Arizona, so I get to
Oh,
go
wow.
over there and see some of the fresh product coming out of Reach Out. There are
I
some
bet he's got
insane-
some crazy shit.
Oh yeah, they're stepping up. Like all the morphs are starting to hit the super dwarfs. Like there's
Yeah.
Pied on the there. I know there's Pied out there as far as market availability. We're right on the cusp of it. AML's out
Oh, they're
there.
coming out with Super Dwarf Pride?
Yeah, that one's been in the works for a long time, and it's finally starting to become like it'll hit the market. I don't even want to say an exact timeline, but it's right there. It's right on the cusp of hitting like regular availability.
What
'Cause
about
it's-
Bell?
I don't know. I'd have to ask on that one. There's God damn it, what is the one that just hit?
Mochino's there. Purples.
Purple.
Albinos.
Yeah, purple albinos are right there.
Mochinos are beautiful.
That's
There's another.
my
Oh man,
Those and Sunfires. Whew.
there's another genetic that it's the orange one.
Sunfire. Or Platy.
Oh, that's what I'm getting. A Sunfire Platinum.
Platinum Sunfires are, oh my God. I had a regular Sunfire and he was orange. Like, he like had the iridescence in the sun and everything. He looked gorgeous.
Oh, I love the iridescence. That's why I got a rainbow ball.
Yeah. I want one of those too. I want a hypo one of those.
Molly's
albino?
out there. That's another one.
But what would you change, Carissa?
What was the question?
What would you change in the hobby? So for me, it was the retics and the way they're sold. Something along those lines.
Yeah, a lot of people say the negativity in the community, but I feel like the negativity is already going down. Like, not too much of it anymore like it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, I see like one of like the most irritating things I've seen so far was like not necessarily about the snakes, but a lot of Instagram like just bashing of other breeders without context.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's a good one.
There was one recent one, I don't remember what his name was, but everyone was just posting this, oh, toxic breeder, stay away from him. I still don't even know what it was about. Like I just kept seeing, oh, avoid this person, but couldn't really seem to get any information regarding why. And I just think that's kind of scummy. Like if you're gonna bash someone, at least have something to back it up with, you know? Don't just
It's
like
crazy the
blindly start
amount of stuff
sharing
like
stuff.
that you see.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty bad.
What did Emilio say about that last night? He was like about competing against each other.
From what I gathered from Emilio, it's a friendly competition. You know, we gotta support one another, and that's not how we do it. You know, bashing on other breeders on social
Like a
media.
partnership.
Yeah, you know it. One that comes to immediate mind is what's his name? Damn it, I just dropped Bob's or whatever. That big huge scandal that happened with Nido or crypto, whatever it was.
Oh,
You know,
Bob Clark.
yeah, Bob Clark. There you go. And you know the breeder, the buyer herself and Bob had their little issue or whatever, and there was a lot of people that were in on the circles that knew exactly what happened, and then it was a game of telephone. You know,
Oh yeah.
I heard from somebody, oh, don't buy from Bob Clark because he's selling snakes with kinks. It was like that's not what happened at all. But people just pop off, like Carissa was saying, on the turn of a dime, just saying, oh, don't buy from this person, and don't know anything about what they're talking about.
It was a boa.
Yeah, it was a boa.
It involved mites and it was IB. What is it called? Basically, like the RI for the boas. I can't remember the name of it. the neuro issue. But yeah, that's what I heard, and I saw the screenshots and everything from the actual person that was accusing and stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty shady what he did. So, which is a shame
there's a
because he is a
difference
big
in like
name.
being able to back it up, but like the ones where it's just like literally a picture of just toxic breeder alert, don't buy from this person, and then if you comment like,
shady.
oh, what happened, and they're just like, I don't know, I just saw it on so and so's post. It's like, okay, like that really helps.
Where's your proof? Like, link?
Right.
Give me the links, sources. I need them.
So I always say, like, when I came into this hobby or into the community, it was full of negativity. And everybody asked me, like, what do I want to do, or what do I want to do when I came into this community, was to change that negativity, spread positivity, spread the love. And that's all I've been doing. So, like, I gather people up and I, just spread the positivity.
Right.
And ever since I, like, started doing that and doing my shows, and people are starting to be more, like, positive and sharing love, now sharing posts, sharing every other post. I mean, I feel like I made a little impact, not too much, but I mean, it's less than what it was when I first came in here.
I think you're making a bigger impact than you think. So honestly, it's much bigger than you think. Because to have that mindset about, everyone should be getting along with each other pretty much. That's a good mindset to have, and it is a very contagious one too if it reaches the right people. So I think it's great that you do that for people, because no one would have probably known me as much. Like I said before, I mean, I gained like 100 followers after doing a live with you that one time, and I was like, okay. So I mean, you help more than you think.
I mean, I just want to give y'all a voice, because, like, y'all have so much knowledge. It's amazing. Like, there's so many of y'all out there that have that knowledge on, like, ball pythons, retics. And believe it or not, like, I'd rather go to a woman, because, some of the men can be, dicks.
Yeah.
When was it? Chris had shouted out. Was it you, Chris? Was it your live that you were hosting, and we were talking about women, and I was going off about Megaconda, shouting her out, what she's done.
Yeah, like, y'all are doing amazing things, and nobody sees y'all, So that's why I try to bring on the show, like, once a month. Like, I'm doing a woman show once a month. I want to show y'all off, like, spit y'all's knowledge, get it out there.
Absolutely.
That's what I want y'all to do.
I feel like the women of this industry are underrated and overlooked way too much. I mean, I'd rather go to a woman breeder myself and ask them questions than ask another male, because it's testosterone, it's competition, and there's, shenanigans and BS that goes along with it. And I'd rather get to the point and keep it on a professional level.
Yeah, and women are more detailed.
Yeah, way more detailed.
So they'll tell them it's not a dick measuring contest. It's a fucking hobby.
It's just snakes,
I think
man.
that's why
it's snakes, dude.
Go to the shows and to get to know people more. Like lives are definitely some of the best thing you can do in between. But going to shows and getting to know somebody is gonna put yourself way out there 1,000 times.
Oh,
I tried to get into a show here, but.
Well, not even vending, because I vended Tinley once. I vended Arlington twice.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to actually vend.
When you get to walk around and talk to everybody, it's like you don't get to do that vending. I always tell somebody, like, at least do a show if you need to sell, but you're gonna sell yourself more than anything, and why people buy, and that's why
you have enough helpers too. You could. Get a break and walk around a little bit.
It's hard though, because you're like there and to talk.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I just want to do it for like that one-time experience. If I like it, to do it again. But every time I looked, it was like as soon as the page went up for booking, it was full. I'm like, really? Do you need 5 tables, dude? Like, come on. Some new people get in there.
To follow Amiri on that. Yeah, shows are the move. I mean, we don't have anything big like an NARBC or the the big reptile expo out there in Pomona, but our shows, I've met some of the coolest breeders in the world. One of which that comes to mind right off the top of my head is River Rat. I don't know if you guys have seen or met him yet or know of him, but
I think I follow him.
he changed my outlook on a lot of things talking to him, and I go specifically see him every single expo and talk to the people around his table and get to know more people. But he really kicked the door in for my shows and, you know, walking around and getting to know people, because he was the one that advised that first. Like, walk around, talk to people, network, get to know each other. This is like, you know, this is where we get to be ourselves.
So it says a lot of times they would add more tables if you call in to that.
Really?
Yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
I'm sorry, I didn't have it in the comments. So sorry, guys.
Who was that? Was that Al?
That was Level Up Exotics.
Yeah, Al. Actually, yeah, I'll probably talk to him about that afterwards. I didn't know if he vended or anything like that. If I never asked, I'll message Al. Yeah, he's local to me too. He's in Somerville.
So what do you guys do for like local community outreach as far as like getting your name out there? I know, Miri, you seem like you've been in the game a while. Michelle, you've been in the game for a while. But so either when you first started or even today, like what do you guys do as far as like local communities? Do you guys do, like, for example, me and Darian are big on this one. We do snake relocation in our neighborhoods or in our HOA areas. You know, like I've got my number down posted at the HOA, so I can go and relocate venomous or non-venomous and have an opportunity to reach somebody that may not like what we do or the animals that we work with, to be able to try to change their minds to at least tolerate
cool.
what they are.
I bet that's interesting.
That sounds like fun.
You get out there like it's a copperhead. It's not a copperhead, man.
It's always
Right.
Everything is not a cottonmouth or a copperhead. Oh. Hey, leave the cat alone.
Mary, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, I do the same thing with relocation. Same thing with educationals. Go to schools, elementary schools, any kind of events. I've been on the radio past 5 years, trying to educate people on that too. Mostly relocation helps a lot too. So.
Nice. Okay.
That's cool.
Do you do anything?
Cool. That's awesome.
Not really. No, I mean, I live in like a pretty rural area out in Indiana, so there's not really like a local community. I mean, I guess like the closest thing I've really done is I sell my feeders when I have excess to like other snake keepers in the area. But yeah, it's not like a whole community like, oh, I give away rats or anything.
Same. I'm in the sticks too.
Yeah, stick gang.
It sucks.
It's very boring. I mean, the coolest part, I guess, was like before I could actually keep snakes, I would go out and, you know, find them out in the wild, and, you know, I'd obsess over them, which I think is probably
I tried that one time and it didn't work. Not out here, at least.
No.
No.
What local?
We have
when
a
I-
lot of garters.
Yeah. Well, I used to live in Michigan. I was born and
Okay.
raised in Michigan, but I've been down here for 14 years. But yeah, it's much
Yeah.
different, and it's so boring.
Sorry,
Everything
cat's
that's
trying
close to
come in
do is like 30 to 45 minutes away for me. So
Okay.
Carissa, what local species do you have out there? I'm not familiar with your state and your species at all.
We get a lot of garters that I've seen, like probably we had like a pond on our property, so we'd see them all the time, just out sunning on rocks and stuff. We get what? Honestly, I haven't really seen a lot other than that. Like, I haven't seen personally any venomous stuff. Like, and if I did, I'd probably cry and scream and run away from it. But yeah, a lot of garter snakes on my property.
Nice. Mary, what local species do you have out there where you are?
I am getting acquainted with the species out here. A lot of black rat snakes, a lot of copperheads, a lot of cottonmouths. There's so timbers, a lot of ringnecks. We find a lot of ringneck sheds.
Those are awesome. The ringneck.
Yeah, I love
I
ringneck.
found one before too, and he was so cute.
They're
You know, I want one of those, a ring neck.
I do too. I think you can keep them in pairs. Honestly, I think they're a little bit more social than the other ones. They're invert eaters. So
very well at all.
Say what?
They don't thrive in captivity like at all.
It's very hard to get them captive.
Yeah.
Because they eat like earthworms and stuff like that. Like they're secretive, but they're so cute.
I was gonna say we have a local species. We have a local ringneck here, and it's like one in, I don't know if I had to put it in odds, one in like 200,000 of finding one, and it's definitely a goal and to find one.
You probably find them out in the Carolinas easier, just because of the environment.
What's up, Moon?
Timbers are on my list to find out here. We have them up north.
I've only ever seen one rattlesnake here. Luna.
All day. I guess
if
you guys could, or if you desire, will you work with venomous in the future ever? Or are you not interested?
I have the rear fang. Hog nose. That's venomous. Yeah.
Probably not here.
I would love to, but no, I'm too accident prone for that. I get a little absent-minded sometimes. Like, oh, that's how I get bit.
Yeah, I can't say I'm super interested in venomous. I mean, I've seen some really pretty ones, but like, I don't know, just too risky, I think.
Yeah, and considering my favorite's a gaboon, not gonna do it. I'll look at it. But no, those are some long fangs. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, it's a heavy-bodied species too.
They got the longest fangs, the venomous. Those and rhino vipers. Those are also beautiful.
Real quick, do you follow Quentin over at Venomous HQ?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, I saw the one live you were doing. Was it a couple nights ago? Yeah. He was on there with I can't remember his name. I'm so bad at names.
Me, him, and Darren.
Yes. Yeah.
Should ask.
That was interesting.
Oh yeah. What about you, Mary?
I work a lot with venomous. It's probably my favorite thing by far. If I could have pretty much any, blacktail rattlesnakes are my favorite. Crotalus or Melosis, they're my favorite. They get a really pretty blue and gray. They're just gorgeous. Cobras, very much into those. I have a lot of friends in the hobby that work with venomous, and so I've got to handle a lot, handle a lot of different species, and that's probably my favorite thing to do. I love breeding the ball pythons, but studying species is definitely something that I love to do.
Nice. Do you go herping often?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. It's not often that we get a female venomous handler on.
Right. Yeah.
Do you keep venomous, or do you just work with them in the wild?
I did for a while. Being in New Mexico and Texas allowed me to work with a lot. Being here, can't do that until I obtain the proper permits, but I'm working on that. Working on hopefully level 3 to level 4, but been working to try to get that ASAP because sometimes ball pythons are just little pet rocks.
That's fair. That's a statement that was made by somebody else on this panel.
Which one?
I don't keep. That ball pythons are pet rocks.
New Mexico and Texas were
they can be
states to go herping in. That's if anybody likes to go herping, go down to the Chiricahua Museum. I've been there a handful of times. It's phenomenal.
Nice. Yeah, Texas is on my hit list. Obviously, Florida. I'd like to go out to New Mexico. There's a couple of species of rattlesnake out there I'd like to go see. Well, obviously, as like far as like pipe dreams, I guess Australia is going to be the number one. Go out there and go herping.
That's mine too.
Work with someone,
especially for venomous interests, because they have a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of really cool species.
Speaking of herping and venomous, what up, Rodriguez? Opportune timing. He heard venomous and herping and jumped in the comments.
It's like, oh, now his ears was ringing. Someone's talking about me.
What about you, Michelle? So do you guys ever go out herping? Well, obviously, Kirsten, you used to. Do you still go out herping?
I've done it
Not
before.
really. Not anymore.
sorry.
I mean, I moved towards Indianapolis, so there's not really a lot of opportunities. I mean, my snakes are still out in farm country because, you know, can't bring them to the apartment or else I'd be homeless. But yeah, when I go out there, it's like sometimes you see them just like walking around, but yeah, I don't have time to go out anymore. Sucks.
Oh, well said.
What about you, Michelle? You go out herping?
I've only done it a couple times here, but never really found anything other than like some frogs and stuff. Well, speaking of frogs, I had one in the inside of my door the other night and scared the crap out of me when I opened the door. I was letting the dogs out and it was dark and it was like raining and stuff, and I just go, "What's that on the window?" And swoop, just jumped past me. I was like, I hope that wasn't a bug, because that was a big bug if it was. And then the cat found it and I put it back outside.
Oh my gosh.
I find a lot of those, like the little tree frogs and stuff.
Nice.
I think I have a video
Yeah.
posted on my Instagram of a like a spring peeper or something just showed up on my window at my snake room, quote unquote, and I fed it like a bug. It just happened to find a fly. He ate it. It was pretty interesting. I mean, it was cool. I've never fed a wild frog on my window.
Oh, that's
but
cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. He was cute.
That's like the little jumping spider I have in my kitchen window. I've seen him catch a fly before. I was like, that's pretty cool. They're so fast. I wish I had filmed it, but nope.
Jumping spiders are too cute.
Oh, I love them. I keep them in the house because I don't mind them. They don't get very big, and
Really?
they eat all, like, if you get like bugs in here, they don't stand a chance.
I think my cats would probably end up eating them if I let them stay
Those
in the
two.
house. So
Yeah, I've got two. Even my dogs, they like to try to catch the flies and stuff. It's funny.
Completely
Call
off
them
topic.
sky raisins.
oh my gosh.
Darian, I
And
hate
then
you.
bees are spicy sky raisins.
And a tiny baby sidewinder. Wow.
Aw.
So I guess that opens up the door for the next question. What is your guys' dream species to own and or work with? Miri, you go first on this one.
Tough one. I feel like I've already gotten to with the venomous that I've kept. The blacktails were definitely right up there. I don't think there's anything too crazy other than any kind of other cobra species, but those will take a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
So if limitations wasn't an issue, right? Like wipe out all the laws and you could keep one species right now that's always been on your hit list, what would it be?
That is a tough one. I think I think it's just the blacktails. Yeah, that's nothing crazy, but that's my favorite.
That's awesome. Michelle?
The Bolins. I want a Bolin. Badly, but I mean, they're
That's
still
right up
pretty
there.
pricey.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
Bolins
Yeah, those are definitely like the pinnacle for python keepers.
Yeah.
And I've got to see a couple in person, and they're insane in person.
I can't speak on it too much, but I actually know somebody here in Arizona that has one, and I got to hold it last couple weeks ago. Dude. Oh man, I lost it.
Lucky.
Yeah, I can't say who, what, when, where, why, but man, it was an experience. What about you, Carissa?
I'm gonna be boring and probably say like the Vietnamese blue rat snake. Like, and I mean they're common. I see them everywhere, but it's just always been a bucket list snake of mine that I haven't got around to yet. So
They're pretty. I like those too.
They're awesome. They're awesome species. I mean, Miri, you keep them, right?
The Vietnamese. Yeah. Sorry.
that's cool.
You're good. They got some attitude on them too, right?
My male is huge. I think
Really?
he's about 8-9 feet at
Oh
least.
my
He's
goodness.
huge and he's gorgeous. He likes to try to eat my face.
The Cribos are pretty cool too.
They're
I
pretty
do
cool.
like those.
Yeah.
Those are another one of mine. Is the Cribo.
Yeah.
I got those too. They're like non-venomous cobras. They're
Yeah, they're
adorable.
chunkers.
They're dirty. They're all over the place. They act like dogs.
Oh,
They say that it's kind of close to handling a venomous because of the way they act.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're nuts.
So you can like practice hook training with one of those pretty much.
Yep. Exactly.
Overall, like
Yeah, they're crazy. They'll whip back and forth and everything.
Here you go, Chris. To tag team never mind. It was different live, but Darian, you're in the comments. Overall intelligence and non-venomous, I say the Karibo takes the top of that list, and then venomous, obviously, the cobra species.
Hmm.
We were having a fun argument over retics versus I want to say it was carpet pythons. No, it wasn't carpets.
So they're asking if y'all could pull out your favorite snake.
Was it scrub?
Ooh.
Yeah, I was actually gonna go to the snake room here in a minute because the dog's being
So,
he's
Bermuda.
being a puppy.
I am away from my snakes at the moment.
If I pulled out my favorite, I'd probably get bit.
I don't want that. Like on the
Yeah,
live.
I'll do
I don't
that.
want you to get bit.
Oh, retics and false waters. Thank you, Darian. Jesus, I'm such an idiot.
Oh yeah, false waters are cool.
They're nuts too. I've had a million species and they're all crazy.
I want to like rack Miri's brain for knowledge on all these different snakes.
Right?
I love
Pick
the
your brain a little bit.
side. I love my ball pythons, but I like different species for sure.
Miri, what's your take on that? The false water versus the retic. Which one's the smarter snake?
Oh, that definitely retics by far. Falsies are very, very smart, but they have
It's
they
keep
can
me
have
in earshot. I'm
attitude.
gonna pull
I
Slayer
think
up.
they're more focused on bluffing than anything. And retics are just so fun to watch them think. Like if you put them in a room full of ropes, those things are just seriously so smart.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. I argue that the false water is just simply because the false water, when it's food motivated, doesn't do stupid shit and isn't as vulnerable.
Yeah, they do stupid shit. Guarantee it. Because my male was not the smartest thing ever.
They're not all smart.
Yeah. You always got the weirdos.
Some of them are just special.
Like all ball pythons, anyways.
Oh, you're messed up, bro.
I mean, not wrong.
So, I guess as far do you guys work with any species outside of snakes? Do you guys own monitors or small lizards?
I have
Caimans,
2 leopard geckos. Very, very basic little dudes. But my TikTok does appreciate one of them.
Nice. Okay.
That's
He's
good.
my little content creator.
What about you, Mary? Do you own anything outside of snakes?
I adore tortoises. So I have a sulcata, redfoot hybrid, a bunch of other sulcatas, working on getting aldabras and Galapagos species.
Yeah. Would you work with the Burmese mountain tortoise?
That's a good question. Would you?
Yes, I actually, that same local shop that has reach outs availability has a couple, and every time I'm in there, I go straight to it and have Bill pull it out for me. they're so cute and so much fun to just sit there
Yeah.
and watch them do what they do. I think they stand out from the rest, and their coloration, how dark they are. It just
They have
blows me away.
person.
Which one?
What?
Oh, which snake were you talking about?
Oh, we're talking about tortoises.
Oh,
Yeah,
one of my friends.
there's a Birmingham tortoise. But hold on, time out. Can we go backwards real quick? Did you say a sulcata redfoot hybrid?
Mhm.
Okay, you got to elaborate on that one. I'm sorry, and I know there's going to be a couple people in the comments. I want to know more about this too.
I got it at the auction at the Daytona show in, I want to say 2018, I believe. Definitely favors the redfoot side with size, but it has a sulcata personality, and I have him with all my other sulcatas, but it's pretty interesting. I don't know how many are made at this point, but I think it was the second or third one when I had gotten them.
How long have they been around?
I honestly, I didn't even know that was a thing before I had gotten him. So I think, like I said, I think that was only the second or third ever made, and the previous one had to have been just a sibling. So probably just since, I want to say 2015. I could totally be wrong, but
Nice. Okay. That's interesting. Sorry, that just like my entire curiosity just went.
I know a lot of people don't like hybrids, and I'm not a huge hybrid person.
I like hybrids.
Yeah, very, very interesting, and I like seeing what it's turning into.
Nice. Okay, so we don't know like long term what's going to happen with them or anything like that yet.
No.
If there's going to be any health issues or ill effects of the hybrid, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. I haven't really checked into any others that I know of. I'm not sure who else has them. So.
Okay, well, that's super cool. That would be a fun hybrid to own, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
Well, there's a question for Murray right there. Difference. Yeah, go ahead.
Difference between vending a big show to a small show. That is an amazing question. Big show. It really depends on how many people you know. I think depending on what your stance is on what your focus is on, if you're focusing on selling versus just trying to get your name out there. I like the big shows personally. NARBC has been my favorite so far. The Conroe show was another one of my favorites. Total family. I like. It's just, as long as you're in with the family, I think that both, you can't go wrong. I just love the shows, and you getting your name out there is probably one of the best things you can do. It's fun as long as you have fun with it. If you're out there for sales, the small shows are for sure a great starting point, getting your name out where you're at, getting to know more people. But I'm all about the fun side for the most part, and just doing it for the love of reptiles instead of focusing on just sales. I guess that's kind of a loaded question.
Sorry, he's on the other side. I gotta open the other side of the cage.
What are you doing, Michelle?
Getting one of my big snakes out.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you doing?
I gotta move my table up from the cage.
So I got a question. So do y'all have merch, and where can they find your merch?
I don't currently, but I can sticker trade if anyone wants to do a trade with those. Just DM me on Instagram or Facebook.
Okay. Carissa?
I do t-shirts right now. I did them on Store Frontier, and honestly wasn't a fan, so I moved them over to Vistaprint. Now, if you want one, feel free to DM me and get that worked out. I also do my stickers. They're super cute. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I got her shirt, guys. So. All right, Mary, go ahead.
I have a bunch of stickers. I have magnets. I do have apparel. I can't remember the name. I was talking with a bunch of people this weekend about my merch too. I do a ton of t-shirts and can just order them for whoever wants them. So just let me know. Got you.
Don't get one for Levi. He don't need one. You know, he don't need nothing.
Fucking guy.
All right. So where do y'all see yourselves going in 5 years? Like, do you see yourself in a store, your own shop?
Real quick, hold on. Let me answer that comment. Mainly, I'm going to open the door to that one. Hold tight. Don't even show it, Chris. No.
Oh, was it already too late?
Bad. Horrible host.
Sorry.
You're fired.
Well, let him answer the question, bro.
Mary, you can go first. What's your 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself?
I honestly, I think I've like hit the point where I didn't even know I was going to get to North Carolina. So I'm kind of on like a year to 2 plan at this point. Definitely don't want to do like storefront or anything. I think just more so working on bigger projects, putting more money back into everything instead of working on smaller things and then working with other species, newer and upcoming species.
Nice. Okay. Carissa, well, Michelle works on getting her berm out.
As much as like I like the idea of having a store for it, I mean, I just don't feel like sticking with ball pythons is going to get a lot of foot traffic. Plus, there's a lot of competition out here, surprisingly, in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's like 6 pet stores in every town around here, so I just don't think a storefront would do very well. So probably just get like, I'd like to get like a nice little building or something and just fill it with ARS racks and just go from there. But yeah, probably not a store.
Nice. Okay. There's a lot of successful breeders that do that.
Hey, Levi, let's answer this one too. So you go.
What's my 5-year plan?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know, man. That's changed since last time I answered it. I don't know because my future's uncertain right now. As far as like the reptiles go, as long as I can keep my personal life, if I can get my personal life back on track, I'll be trying to open up a reptarium here in Arizona. I want to take bar check, like just as like an idea so people can see in their heads what I want to do. I want to do what bar check's done, but take it to the next level for Arizona. Because we can keep different things and do outdoor things that Michigan can't do.
Right.
So, I might partner with another person and help them grow what they already have in process. You know, something along those lines. Either way, my name will be on a reptarium, FTL Reptiles.
That's cool.
What about you, Chris?
I'm going to answer the same way, brother. You know, here in Texas, we don't have anything with reptiles. So I would want to open a reptarium. I'm already working on my permits and licenses. As well, I do a fitness site, so I'm trying to do a reptile gym to make it look like reptile theme. So that's where I'm going.
That sounds interesting.
Hell yeah. I'm telling you, bro, anybody that don't want to work out, you know, just tell them to walk down the hallway and you release I don't know, like a false water cobra or say it.
Bro, they're going to be screaming out there and be like, hey, I'm cute. I ain't coming back.
I'm suing that guy.
Michelle?
Huh?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully, definitely want to have my LLC. Just producing ball pythons, like, you know, top quality stuff.
Nice.
He's being math, so hold on.
Sherry said retics with her squats.
Squats with retics
Oh,
Yikes.
no.
in the gym.
With some intense squats.
Is she gonna show that snake, or where's she go?
She's
Oh,
still
hold on.
fighting with it.
Yeah. Driving on everything.
I was gonna put her on solos so everybody can see her snake.
So real quick, while we're waiting for Michelle to get the berm all situated,
Right.
Miri and oh my God, Autumn. Sorry, Carissa. I'm better with. I don't know why I'm better with business names. Like I don't know. Maybe it's because we play Fortnite too damn much. So I'm used to gamer tags at this point.
That is true.
How do your guys' partners or families feel about the business, and are they involved, and are they hands-on? Like by involvement, like do they get involved? Like Miri, I don't know if you have a significant other or boyfriend, but does he help you with the main lens? And then Carissa, do you have a significant other / boyfriend that helps you, clean out tubs for the ball pythons? Miri, go ahead.
Yeah, my fiance Zach, he also works with ball pythons. He has his own collection. We do keep our stuff separate right now. I mean, we kind of dabble with similar projects into what we both work with, but he works with Ultramel, I work with Monarch. So he helps me a lot. He's always there when I need help with a bigger snake. So, I mean, obviously I don't have an issue with anybody in my house who doesn't like what I have, but mine is a bigger collection anyway, so it's more impressive.
Sounds like it.
I was gonna
Go ahead.
I mean, my mom is like terrified of the snakes, and she was completely against me getting into this to begin with. But my boyfriend kind of helps. Sometimes he'll come out and kind of take care of the rats while I handle the snakes. He'll look at them. He just doesn't like to touch them as much. But I mean, he tries. It counts.
Where'd she go?
I'm so confused by that. What do you mean a hunting permit for the show?
I have no idea, brother.
He puts himself on the rat rack, so he's being a prick.
I mean, I guess I'll run with that the best way I can just to answer the question. I do have a hunting permit here in the state of Arizona. I do keep local species, so in order to keep venomous or non-venomous, we have to maintain and keep a hunting license in order to take them out of the wild and keep them. I don't know. I don't know. Me and Darian have touched on that. I know we have on venomous, but here in Arizona, regardless of the species, we have to maintain a hunting license, and we have a bag limit on how many we can keep.
Huh.
I keep.
Oh, yeah, y'all can only keep like 2, right?
No, there's for Crotalus atrox, a Western Diamondback, you can have 8 per person with a hunting permit. So if Melissa, my wife, wanted to get her hunting permit, I could keep 16 because then we both keep 8 separately. As far as non-venomous goes, I'd have to read it again, but I'm nowhere near the bag limit, so I don't concern it too much. I keep a couple of cow kings and a couple of gophers.
And where did Michelle go? I'm waiting for her to answer the question.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat it?
What was the question? I forgot it.
Oh, I just totally forgot it too.
Like,
oh, do you have a significant other in the house?
There you go.
Boyfriend, husband, fiance, and does he help you with the animal? Does he help you with the animal, or is he involved?
He's more so involved with the rats. I take care of all the snakes. He basically cleans all the rats.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a compromise, and I do all the business stuff and everything. So, because he works a welding job and stuff, so he's always tired. It's tough. So.
and y'all
But,
huh? Go ahead. So, I said, do y'all breed y'all's own rats? ASS? What do y'all breed? Or do y'all buy y'all stuff?
What, the food? Or rodents?
Yeah, rodents.
I breed my own. But when I have to buy, I usually go with Reptile Deli.
Go ahead, Carissa.
I was breeding mice and rats pretty much before I even got into snakes. I did it for show. So kind of continued that, kept pretty much the same lines. Now I'm feeding my show rats to my snakes. So
That's a hell of a conversion.
Right?
yeah, it's a little morbid at first. Definitely like hesitant on a couple of them. I can definitely remember a few times where I was like, I might just keep this one for later, but yeah.
Nice.
Now I try not to get attached.
That's not going to get attached. I used to keep pet rats and stuff too, so I know how it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say I made like my own coloration and like signature line, if you will, and it sucks having to feed them off. You like grow a bond with them. It's weird. I never thought I'd be able to do that. But what about you, Mary?
I do rats, mice, and ASF, and I ended up getting my most recent line before I moved here from Chris McDougall, but he works a lot with Martin rats, and that's by far my favorite. And I never feed them off, but I used to do feeder lizards as well.
Don't name them. That's part of the chore.
Yeah.
Learned that lesson early on. I actually had two that I fell in love with, and I tried to pet home them in like a random group on Facebook. I was like, hey, I've got these two rats. They're really good pets. Someone please take them. Someone took them, immediately blocked me, and then turned around and tried to sell them. So I ended up going and getting them back through a friend. And now they're like a fixed part of my little rat breeding program.
Oh, wow.
Can't bear to feed them off. I was like, please, no. I'll do anything. Give me my rats back.
I have a pair of. I named the line Pecan because they look like a pecan color. I don't know. It was kind of corny, but Pecan. I named the male Pecan too because I couldn't think of anything. And then the female remains unnamed in case something happens to her. I don't want to be too heartbroken over it. But I keep those two in their own tub with their own family. And, like, I'll feed off the young because, like, I don't grow attached to them. But those two, I just would rather them die of natural causes before I don't think I can ever feed them off. Pecan will, like, climb up on my arm and chill with me while I'm cleaning tubs, yelling at the rest of them to shut up and get in their temporary tubs.
I've done some, like, I guess you could call it like a mercy kill. Like when I got like really old rats, I'll feed them off to one of my bigger pythons. But it's like, I've definitely cried during the process. Like, I'm so sorry.
I don't know. Who was talking?
Me.
Oh, what'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Cut out.
Does she feed live all the time, or do you feed frozen thawed?
Mostly live. I mean, I know it gets like a lot of hate. I try to do it as humanely as possible, and I definitely like stand over every time. But like I've had to intervene with like a snake hook in the mouth. But yeah, usually they're pretty good about it. Usually they go like right for the face. But yeah. But actually, most of my snakes will eat both. Like I haven't had any problems when I have had to feed frozen thawed.
That's good.
But yeah.
What were you gonna ask me?
Michelle.
Oh, let me put her on solo real quick.
Yeah.
He's trying to get in everything, so
He's pretty.
Yeah, he is. He's really pretty. I love the albino berms. They retain their colors so well.
oh yeah.
I will be right back. I did not plan ahead. My phone's about to die.
Definitely a handful.
So I guess this is going to be a question for everybody on the panel and everybody in the comments. And it's not really intended to be a debate, but it can be, I guess. Would everybody agree that the albino Burmese python is one of, if not the most iconic snake of all time?
Iconic, yes. Very iconic. A lot of celebrities like them, like for their shoots and stuff.
Exactly.
But my favorite's got to be the labyrinth, though.
Yes.
If I could find one that's not albino, that'd be great.
Hit up Rodriguez Reptiles and Eric over at Eric's Exotics.
Or KPG Snakes. He breeds Burmese.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, KPG. Then there's let me see if the guy that I was gonna buy a labyrinth from still has her. Him or her? Do you want a him or her?
I prefer male.
So do you guys agree, disagree with that? That the albino Burma is most iconic? Carissa, Mary?
I'd say so. I mean,
By far, yeah. Any educational that I went to, like when I was younger, like whenever they ended up bringing the big snakes to the school, it was always something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if I could think back to like the very first snake I think I had an interaction with, I want to say it was like an albino Burm when I was like 5 years old at school when they brought it in to show it off.
What?
An albino Burmese python being the most iconic snake of all time.
It's beautiful, bro. So I love albino. So I'm gonna say yeah. That's all I got here is albino ball python. I mean, everything I have is either yellow or white, black. They're all light colors except for my blackhead chocolate Russo,
Oh, nice.
and then my 8-ball, my cinnamon as well. So those are the only two. So like with me, I breed ball python, sand boas, hog noses, corn snakes, rainbow boas. I mean, I breed bearded dragons, leopard geckos, sulcatas. I just got a pair of sulcatas. Yeah, I got a lot of everything.
There's somebody in the comments that wanted us to show off our favorite snakes, Chris.
Oh, I'll get mine. She's right here.
You go first. I already have mine now. I have mine out on the last panel.
It's heavy.
She's actually shedding. That's my girl.
she's gorgeous.
Yeah. That was a super pastel lesser fire, 100% head clown. But yeah, that's my girl. But she's in shed right now, so. Yours, Levi?
I already have mine out. It's on
Where is
the slide.
I didn't even see it. Was it the one that you pulled out?
No, it was the last live that we did together last Sunday. I had my retake out.
Oh. And you want to pull her out again right now because she'll bite you or what?
I'll bust her out right now. Hold on.
He's scared, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. Y'all have any clutches?
Did you see my news post about the blackhead clutch I have?
Yeah, ones that just pipped, right?
Yeah. The one didn't make it out of the egg. It was a little bit deformed, but the other 3 made it out.
And how many was it?
4 eggs. And then my Desert Ghost clutch is due next week or so. Well, at least that's day 55. And then that one should probably pip around 57 or 58.
And that's your anticipated clutch?
Yeah. I only got 4 eggs too, because 1 egg went bad during incubation, and then she also had 2 slugs. Like, really? And I gave her a year off last year.
Oh, it's a little one. I thought it was bigger, bro. I thought it was like hers. Are y'all
They're
expecting
more like
clutches?
slender, and then they fill out when they get big. Burms just get fat.
Nope. don't do it, dude. I don't know what her obsession with this freaking rack is, but
It's
That's what happened to me.
I can't wait to get my retic. So I'm kind of excited. It's my first retic, so I know I'm gonna get bit, but
She's my favorite out of my non.
it comes with the hobby, right? Getting bit.
Oh, that one's
Oh,
really
yeah.
pretty.
Oh, that one's gorgeous. That's a blood, right?
Yep. T negative.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah, well, nope. Get your tail out.
Very friendly.
that's
Okay.
gorgeous.
Do your thing. Anyways,
She just fed too.
solved the 30 seconds she was out. Well, I'll catch her, but she's wrapped up.
In the rack or what?
Yeah, she's doing what she does best. This is honestly what I do with her is just let her run around. She's big enough. I'm not gonna lose her. And my garage is sealed tight.
And Mary, are you expecting any clutches this year?
Yeah, a lot. I think I have my last anticipated was my blackhead girl finally going with my monarch. So she only gave me one blackhead, but it's a female. So that was probably one of my most anticipated just because I've been waiting so long for her. But my others were my spot nose double het clown monarchs that
should be good.
yeah that was probably one of my favorites. I have triple het pied monarch clown too, so trying to hurry up with that. It feels like everything's a project at this point.
That's really good.
I'm like, everything is a project. Really, really, if you look at it, if you think about it, everything is. I feel like there's. I sent that one hognose snake to the chat. That's another project I want to make too. That was a beautiful hognose. It was all black and white. It looked like a king snake. Everybody was like, "Is that a king snake?" I was like, "No, it's a
We
hognose."
call those dark face tricolors.
Yeah,
And it's like I said, if I knew you were looking for one about a month ago, could have grabbed that other one that I saw because I was half tempted to grab it myself. So I'm like, I already put one home.
The dark
Don't even
one?
yeah, that dark one.
That was gorgeous.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I like the iridescent, so that's why I was like, man, that thing is gorgeous. But they never had those on Morph Market. That's another question too for you guys.
do.
Y'all think? Oh, go ahead, Michelle.
Oh, they do. You just got to go under the subcategories.
I do that, but there's never any like hognose like that on there.
Usually it's under tricolor.
I like the
It's-
snake
it's-
hat.
I'm like, it's so heartbreaking. But so the question I was gonna ask you guys, do y'all think the market is saturated? What's that word, Levi?
Saturated.
Oversaturated.
Yeah, oversaturated.
With certain genes, yeah, there's a couple. But in general, no. I
What
don't
about
think
you,
so.
Mary?
I don't think she heard you.
Oh. What about you, Mary? What do you think?
I think that really depends on what. I don't know. I'd say definitely with a lot of ball pythons. That's why I like to focus on specific projects. I think it's better to do that instead of producing like a thousand albinos.
I feel like
It's good to have a plan too. Anyway, like you don't want to stray from one of your goals.
Yeah, it's hard to produce things without getting like single genes of everything. So it's just part of the game.
I would say just invest more in supers. That's what I've been doing.
in what super ball pythons?
Yeah. If you like a certain gene, see if it has a super. If it has a super, especially for subtle genes, get the super. It might cost more, but then you won't have to guess because I've had trouble IDing stuff before, having to guess everything. Especially like back in the day, it was like Enchi and Yellow Belly were the two that I had struggled with on their own. It seems to be that way with a lot of people too.
I don't know. I have a variety, so that's why. And I just got some jumping spiders too. So
Oh, I love jumpers.
yeah, he's up there. The little one. He's a little black one.
I'll pull those babies out too here in a second. Show you
Oh,
guys.
you're sweet. Oh yeah. So
Only 3, so not much. And the little hognose I got, he's been hiding. So
Yo, for the longest. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
no, I forgot she got a hog nose that she was gonna show off too.
he's still hiding. He's kind of in the corner, wedged in the back. Let me go get that box.
Let's see. You want me to put you in solo now so you can show them off? Or are you gonna do that now? Michelle? I guess she left, guys. So we got into a debate the other night over what racks do we think are the best. Y'all like ARS racks over Freedom Breeder racks, or what's y'all's take on that?
Anything.
I don't know. I was calling you and you just ignored me, but that's okay.
You know, Chris, you got to throw a third one in there. Homemade, or you got to ask.
What, like homemade ARS racks or Freedom Breeder racks?
No, you got to throw PVC in there too, bro.
Yeah, there's PVC ones.
Come on.
PVC. So what do y'all
those?
prefer? I know I see her racks back there. They look like ARS racks.
These. Oh, mine? No. Oh, hers. Yeah.
Yeah, Murray.
I see. I was like, wait, mine? I wish I had those. You kidding me?
I'm definitely partial to ARS because of their hybrid series for sure. I love Freedom Breeders because it's all metal. It's just clean. It just makes you feel good when you're in the room and you're cleaning everything.
Right.
Hold on.
I started with PVC though. You gotta start somewhere.
I started with homemade.
Yeah. I started with PVC and then realized ARS was like a 45-minute drive.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'll take that.
Well, I don't know. I don't have any of those, so I wouldn't know. I have PVC racks right now. I want to get into the ARS racks, but you got to save. But since
ARS is the ones I want too.
Yeah.
Do you got homemade ones, Chris?
No, I got ones from Simple Serpents. He makes my racks.
Okay.
They're PVC
nice.
racks. But he so I can pay him and he'll deliver it. So he lives out of state. So
That's
not
too bad.
Come and drive all the way down here and deliver it.
Okay.
So we're gonna let y'all ask us some questions now. If y'all have any questions for us.
Okay. Just trying to get the light.
Go ahead. It's
dark in here. This is just a little baby normal, I think. He's cute though. And then
what is that?
That was a little normal from the clutch.
Oh, a little normal.
But this one. Oh. This is blackhead leopard.
Yeah, I was gonna say that thing was dark. That's gorgeous.
I think that's gonna be my holdback. Sucks it's a boy though. I was wanting girls. And this is I think this is blackhead leopard Mojave.
That's pretty.
Mm-hmm. My camera won't focus, but I can't wait to see after they shed though. That's gonna be tough. Like I don't know which one I want to keep.
I don't know. They're all gorgeous. That's all I can say.
They're all boys.
Oh, all boys.
Yeah. I've had the curse this year.
You know what that means, right?
What?
They all go for $80. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I wish. I wish that's how it went.
I was like, they're all boys.
All boys. They're still cute.
You have another question, Levi?
Get out of that.
I was telling them they could ask us questions too.
Yeah, feel free. I mean, do you guys have questions for us or anybody?
How long has everybody been in the hobby so far, whether it be like keeper or professional?
I've been in here since 2018, but I didn't get onto Instagram until last year.
I've been keeping / working with reptiles for 5 years. I just got serious breeding at the beginning of this year.
I got my first ball python in 2009, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So, and then 2015 is when I started breeding myself. So, because I wanted a bell when they were outrageously high.
Valid. I got my first snake in 2019, and so like been interested in breeding since like a month after that.
All right.
Nice.
What about you?
I professionally since about 2015. I've kept since 2004. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So you've been around for a while now. That's awesome.
Well, I got my first snake when I was like 12. I really, at the time, I didn't know what I was doing. I had like 8 corn snakes, Western hognose, and a milk snake. And my mom and dad at the time, before he passed away, were terrified of snakes. So the corn snakes would get out of the tank and they would end up in the shower. And then I would hear screaming, and my mom would be like, "Chris, your snake's in the shower," because they would always go to the shower because of the steam. So, but then I was a kid too, so I wasn't really into it. I was worried about girls growing up, and sports because I was a football player, which I still play football. I play arena football, and I had to get rid of them. So, and then I started over again, 2018. Started over again. My dad was a big supporter before he passed away. My dad would push me. He's like, "If you're gonna do it, stick with it." That's what he always told me. Like, if you're gonna do something, stick with it. Follow through. So that's why.
See him back there.
That what?
So you can kind of see him back there. And might hear him.
Oh, hognose.
He's hiding.
All right. All right.
He's so tiny.
Oh, he's little. I thought he was bigger than that.
Oh no, he's little. All right, put him stuff back in there. Uh-oh.
So I have another interesting question. Did you guys have mentors coming into the game, or somebody that gave you tips, pointers, or got you to where you are today?
My camera's being all funky right now. Hold on.
So we'll start with you, Mary.
I had a lot of mentors with
There we go.
venomous more so. I was more so into colubrids when I was younger. I didn't really have many people other than just, I'd say, anybody in the hobby. I get asked that question a lot, but I can't really pinpoint a lot other than more of the venomous mentors that aren't like super known. So, yeah.
Okay, nice. What about you, Carissa?
Really, Ryan Hayes, 31 South Exotics. I met him at the Midwest show in February of this year, and he kind of like talked to me, got me going. We ended up, chatting about snakes. He actually gave me a really cool one that I'm excited to breed this season, a super enchy lesser hypo het desert ghost.
Oh wow.
But yeah, he really just gave that to me in exchange for a bunch of rats. I actually went to see him today and delivered a few of those rats, but he's definitely been like my biggest helper, kind of coaching me along about the different genes and stuff. He's been really cool.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, shout out to him for helping you out. That's amazing. That's a powerhouse too.
I know. He's really nice looking. I'm very excited about him.
All right, real quick, hold on before we jump over to Michelle. What are you pairing that to?
Right now I've only got him lined up for pastel het hypo female, and then I'm looking into getting like either a het or visual desert ghost to pair it to, just to get the DG ball rolling. But yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right, Michelle. What about you? Who is your mentor? If you had one.
Mentor?
Yeah. Did you
Myself.
have a mentor?
Yeah, I basically did all my learning on my own. Hands-on. But I like that better because then I get to experience it like the true experience. I mean, like, oh, so this might happen. It's like, oh, well, that happened or that happened. Not to do it again.
Nice.
I think
Is
overall,
a pretty good way to learn.
Yeah, because then you kind of learn what works for you and
right.
What genes are great. Like I studied so many base morphs back when they were like maybe a quarter of what's out right now. So I got those down and everything, and I'm like, okay, I can do this and this. But now it's so many. It's crazy. It really is. How many new morphs there are all the time.
So what is y'all's take on collaborations? Would y'all collaborate like with anybody?
What, like on a project?
Yeah, on a project. Like
I currently am.
Same.
Probably.
Man, we had that discussion last night. Well, I said I'm just worried about like catching like mites or like the virus infections like they get.
Well, that's why you do it with everybody you trust. I don't think anybody really does that
And that's exactly what they
without
said.
knowing the person anyway, if you're giving your snake to somebody or whatnot. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I don't know about you, Mira, but I see a big trend in the retail community and collaborations.
Absolutely.
My retake's growing up, and I already have somebody I'll be collaborating on with her if we decide to go that route.
More so the ball pythons for sure.
I mean, so it was brought up in our last live, the oversaturation in numbers of ball pythons on Morph Market. Do you guys see the ball pythons getting to that level where we see, correct me if I'm wrong, but we see a lot of that in the retail community, not because, well, more often than not, I should say, we see that to cut down on the number of retakes on the market because they have so many. Do you think it's getting like that or will get like that with the ball pythons where, you need to collaborate to cut down on the amount of single genes that you get or the amount of, two codominants that you're going to get that just aren't doing well in the market?
That's exactly what I was going to say when we brought that up. That was the first thing that came to mind was the oversaturation issue kind of almost gets a little bit solved in a way by collaboration rather than just doing a million projects with different breeders. It goes hand in hand with 2 or 3 or 4 instead.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it definitely does help a little bit. Why are you gonna hiss at me?
I mean, I would like to see more of it. I mean, I'm open to it with the retic that I have and any future retic projects that I decide to work. I'm seeing a lot of it with the super dwarf community. I don't know if you've seen it. or any of you guys have seen it. I've seen threads back and forth of people offering up, oh, I've got this genetic, I want to pair it to this genetic. Does anybody have one available to be able to, still cut down on that
I'd say
oversaturation?
see it more and more with retics because of importation laws. It's not the same with ball pythons for sure. Retics is definitely a lot more limited, so it goes hand in hand, I'd say, just because of that aspect
Right.
by itself.
What are you talking about?
Hmm?
No, the comments are they're talking about some cake called Better Than Sex cake or something.
It's random as
Alright.
fuck.
Oh, jeez.
Bro. So I'm listening, and I'm looking at the comments, and I'm like, see, it's like, but it's not better than sex. Laughing
Chat's gone rogue.
It's worse than my STD comment the other night.
So I was like, what is he talking about?
Right. This is
Anyways.
one of my tinkers.
So I want to know, like, when y'all first started and y'all first came into the community, like, how did they treat y'all back then? Like, was there a lot of negativity going on back then?
Not as much as there is now.
Like Facebook, you know how Facebook goes off. I know we did a question on this, but I'm trying to see like how y'all would treat it, because I hear women say, hold on, Michelle. I hear women say that, like men step all over them. So that's why I'm asking.
There was less women in the community, that's for sure. But now it's like a double-edged sword. Like it's not as bad as it was before, but it's still not good.
Okay.
Back then it was a lot less people doing it, so it's become more popular and stuff. So obviously there can be, girls doing this too. But I don't know, I feel like it's evened out a good bit, and it's not as toxic as it used to be regarding that situation. I don't feel it though, but I mean, they might feel something different.
You, Kirsten?
I mean, I haven't really had like a lot of, like negativity towards me. I mean, when I first got my first ball python, I was definitely on the wrong track. Like, I'm kind of glad I had a group of people that could kind of tell me like, hey, you're screwing up. That way I didn't continue to screw up. But I mean, now there's like a lot of people in these different, not necessarily like Facebook groups, but there's just enough people that you can kind of look at what other people are doing and know whether you're doing like right or wrong. So I feel like it's just a little unnecessary to be super hateful towards people now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It makes perfect sense. Mary?
What about you, Mary?
I agree with both of them. I mean, there's gonna be that regardless, I'd say, and not necessarily over women, so to speak, anymore. I think the hobby's leveled out a lot. There's a lot more women. Like these lives help tremendously with everything going to TikTok and stuff like that. People see it a lot more. I think social media is helping tremendously. I don't see a lot of negativity. I don't think I've seen any negativity based off of sex alone. But it's definitely leveled out from what I've seen or heard.
Mm-hmm.
For young ladies to look up to. Nice.
Oh my gosh. So as far as like people for us to look up to, I remember like when I first really got interested in breeding the ball pythons, I would watch Precious Python's videos all the freaking time. And like I met Ryan and he actually knows Precious, so I ended up meeting her, which I thought was pretty cool. Like I was super obsessed with her videos when I first got into it, and then I got to meet her, which was kind of almost like meeting an idol. I don't know. But yeah, definitely a lot of really cool people in here for us to look up to and like aspire to be like in the hobby, which was fun.
Yeah, like when I met Murray, I got fangirl. Like I was I need a picture. I'm not gonna lie, I did. But yeah, that was, she was like a big person for me. So coming into the hobby when I had started last year. So
Oh yeah, I appreciate that.
I was gonna say I look up. I'd look up to Megaconda in a huge way. I look up to her probably more than any big snake handler in the world.
Oh yeah,
She has for the animals, the way she conducts herself, the level of professionalism she brings. What made her stand out to me the most overall in recent time has been the live that she did with MJ.
Mhm.
You know, MJ obviously brings a lot of respect to women, and he commands that respect first and foremost. But she brought a presence to her as if MJ was talking to another male. Kind
wow.
of dominated the live, and commanded the respect of the audience and everybody watching. And it was incredible to watch, and then to learn some of the in-depth details she went into about facing struggles I'm sure that Miri and some of you guys have already faced or will face coming into this industry that we're trying to eliminate, but people suck. So
Yeah, it's a general thing.
but yeah, my point is, like, I still today look up to her. Like, I would fangirl the hell out if I got to meet her at an expo.
Are you fangirled?
bro, it was like Medusa's reptiles too when she came here to San Antonio. Like when I saw that she was here too, she's like a venomous, big time venomous reptile like keeper. Like her page and her content, like all her animals are beautiful. Just like I fangirled again. I'm not getting the lie. Because like I don't get to meet a big time venomous breeder. And I did like watch videos coming into the hobby. Like I did watch Brian Barchak. I was always watching him, always. And then
Oh yeah.
and I was like, you know what, I could do this. I can do my own reptarium. And now trying to work all the way up there, get the
Good luck.
licenses, get the permits.
It's expensive too.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. And I'm like, dang, do I still want to do
If
this?
you have the passion for it, then you'll get there eventually.
And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it eventually.
Who's one person y'all would fangirl over if you got to meet them at an expo? Is there anybody left? I should say for a couple of you, because you've been in the industry a while.
I don't know. I've been to the Reptarium already and stuff. So, well, he wasn't there, but I don't know. I really don't know. There's a lot of breeders out there that are that would be cool to meet. Ozzy's one of them. I heard he's a real down to earth guy. Where did I put?
He's on my list. What about you, Carissa?
I mean, I was content meeting Precious, so pretty cool there. But I mean, it would be cool to go see, I think, Kenova's collection or Justin's collection. It'd be really nice.
That would be, yeah. I'd have to agree.
Everybody's gonna agree with that one.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Mary?
That is a really good question. I'd say I think almost everybody still kind of fangirls over each other on the bigger shows, but going outside of just the tight knit community, I'd say all the Irwin family for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
That's
I would.
Yeah.
That was a good answer. That was a good answer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for me, like, I don't know. There's a lot of people. Like, that list is pretty long. Like, I was, due to unforeseen circumstances, DNT wasn't able to join the last live that we did. But a good part of me wanted to fangirl because I got to be on with DNT retakes. I look up to him in a huge way. Some of the retakes that he has and some of the things that he brings to the table just gets me so pumped up. His wife is absolutely incredible too. The fact that they partner up the way they do. I mean, there's so many people. Like all three of you. Like, if we ever get to meet in the expo, like, it'd be super cool to be able to be a part of, that in specific. Get to meet you guys in person.
No.
Oh yeah. I think that would be a lot of fun. I usually just go to the shows on this side of the state here, on like the East Coast.
Well, I think all the shows are fun from what I hear. A lot of people always do some fun stuff, like the NRBC show. I know definitely that was fun. When I went and I met Mary, that show was awesome. It was fun.
That's one of my favorites.
And then speaking of D&T retakes, he got all sad when I showed him a picture with me with D&T retakes. Levi was like, "Oh, what? You got to meet him? Like, yeah, I met him." So I also have his shirt too. So I like when I came in here, I wanted to support everybody, just rise them up. I don't have that own in me to like put them down or like talk crap about them or go behind their back and spread shit. That's not me. I just like to support everybody, rise them up. Because without y'all, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Right.
One team, one dream.
But before I end this live, I'm going to ask y'all, would y'all have any advice for anybody coming into the hobby? Like any new breeders, like anybody trying to come into the hobby, what would be your advice for them? Everybody's all looking around like, "Ooh."
Basically, it depends on what you like specifically. If there's anything like narrow
Don't go
the
to
question
your
down.
Facebook. That's a good one.
Yeah, so social media is a good one. Definitely need social media to get your name out there and stuff. In my opinion, I would say cheap isn't always good. It's good to invest in quality, even if you have to. People offer payment plans and all that stuff too, so take advantage of that for sure to get the stuff you want. Don't stray from your goal. It can get a little bit overwhelming. Don't try to follow someone that's doing something else. Just do what you want. Like work with the morphs you like, or breed what you want, keep what you want. It's not a competition. Yeah, it's good for that, to invest in quality, because I see a lot of non-quality stuff, and then people get discouraged and then they quit, and it's like, just don't quit early. I know, but that's one thing.
Carissa?
Probably say don't be afraid to really kind of put yourself out there, like at shows. Like don't hesitate to go up and talk to people. It definitely worked out really well for me. Made a lot of cool friends there, but it's just like don't be scared to go talk to people about stuff. It works out.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
I'm introverted, and I'm like, I still like chat people up all the time about reptiles. They're like, "Oh, you like snakes? Yeah." You want to get into this loop? I won't stop.
What about you, Mary?
I'd agree with both of those same lines. Stay open-minded and go to the shows if you're in it for the ball pythons, whatever. I got into it over species love more so than ball python breeding, but definitely stick with what you love, but stay open-minded and work with people. It's more fun in the community. It pays off that way with getting to know people, getting to gain knowledge. I think that's the most important thing to me is knowledge. So just talk to everybody. Don't be afraid to. I sucked at doing that for a while, but yeah, go to the shows, talk to people.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
I'm not gonna lie, that like when I saw Murray, I actually like had to do like pace back and forth like 3 times before I actually went up to her. because I was so nervous and so scared, like, and then I was like, I have a shirt like that would fit her too, and I gave her a shirt, stickers.
Yeah, bribe people with merch. That's my other one. Always go for people with stickers and t-shirts.
Sticker swapping.
Yeah.
It's always good.
Stickers are like my favorite part at this point. I've got my incubator and a critter keeper covered in them.
Well, there you go.
I'm one of those people. I'm just like, I really don't want to put it on there because what if I like get a new incubator? I don't have the stickers anymore.
But I'm paying it.
I do that with all stickers, not just the breeder
Oh my
ones.
Yeah, see, like I got her sticker right here.
Hey.
Yeah, I got stickers everywhere, like throughout my whole room. Like,
I've got mine kind of propped up on my incubator, like with the backing still on it, so they're like in a row up there.
I'm scared to make the commitment.
all of these are from everybody in this community.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
not including these new ones I just got. I mean, I love y'all so much. Like, it's crazy.
I gotta
So-
get some more.
Yeah, I got a lot, and I give out a lot. So, like, sometimes my stickers, like when I send stickers out, they come back because they're too thick.
I need
For
more
real.
stamps.
For real, I have to put like 3 or 4 stamps on there, but I know everybody's got to go. It's getting late. I appreciate y'all for coming on. I really do. And if y'all see us on a live, just like if y'all see us on Instagram, because we do Instagram lives or YouTube, like we have a reptile hangout now. If y'all feel y'all want to jump on.
Hey, you just started that one the other day, right?
Yeah, it's called the reptile hangout. I'll be doing that
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I gotta go watch that one.
And
didn't
if
get a
y'all want to
chance
jump on, I'll send y'all a link. Y'all, so y'all can meet more people. Get out there.
Alright. Sounds like
You
fun.
know?
Those get fun too because you get on topic, off topic.
Yeah.
You guys
Crazy
can-
things happen.
Yes.
Sperms
crazy.
get stuck in rat racks.
No,
Little
like
asshole.
crazy things do happen. Though, but I want to thank you, Mary, for coming on, Carissa, and Michelle for being our sponsor. I'm gonna put her logo out there one more time. Thank you for being our sponsor,
Oh, no
Oh
problem.
yeah.
and a no thank you to
Definitely
my
happy to
co-host.
sponsor this one.
I'm not
Gotta
thanking
support the
my
girls.
co-host. Oh yeah, like that's why I'm doing this, like, cause I support y'all big time. Like I said, without y'all spit so much knowledge. Y'all got like.
It's because we
Uh,
sat back and observed while you guys are kind of bumbling around like idiots.
No, yeah, we're being men. We're being men. We're full of testosterone, and we're just gonna puff out our chest.
Right.
That's all we do.
Hard headed.
Yeah. But I mean,
It's all right, you got us.
I really do appreciate y'all for jumping on. I appreciate it. Anything else you gotta say, Levi?
Thank you, ladies, for coming on. It's been a great live. It's been an informative one. I look forward to following all of you and seeing what you guys do in the future. And again, you guys are more than welcome to jump on any of our lives. If you guys host a live, send it out. We'll promote it.
Yeah.
And I thank the host, but not gonna happen.
I don't know him. Don't thank him.
You don't
All
know.
right, guys. Thank y'all again. Hey, y'all have a good night, guys. We out.
Me too.